Hello and welcome to my another video where we talk about Ravaged Blight strategies. So today we're gonna talk about the double blue, double silver and double opal oil strategy. Of course, that comes with triple teal, which is currently meta for Ravaged Maps, and you cannot make the same profit without it. So current clear time is like 65 minutes. This is with my endgame build, let's say. So this is the fastest I think you can go because most of the time it's looting. So even if you had like better build, you cannot really take this time down. And it's mostly correlated with silver oils, right? Because they multiply rewards, but both black and golden oil, let's say, copy rewards. So together with silver, it can create scenarios or strategies that are, let's say, more loot extensive, which means it takes more time to loot the map after clearing it, right? So the clear time is the same, right? So what we have here, right? In 50 maps, we've got like 48 divines. That's total profit. We paid 18 divines for the choose, which is I think a good ratio. It's more than double. It's 2.5 divine per one divine invested. To me, that's a good strategy if it has that good ratio. And I thought that I will from now on include number of divine orbs and exalted orbs, since they are, let's say, they have the same drop. There are rumors that annual orb has the same drop, but it would be harder as there are a lot of shards, annual shards dropping, and I'm not sure if it's annual orb or ancient orb having the same drop rates, maybe both. So who knows, to be honest. I just track exalted orbs and divine orbs, and that should be, let's say, enough to see which runs were lucky, right? So we see that this was especially lucky. I got my divine orb drop doubled, so I dropped 2 instead of 1. This is thanks to the black oil, and yeah, and I resulted like way above average, so that was my best run. But on the other hand, I had unlucky runs, right? So 2 unlucky runs where I've got way more exalted than divine. So in the end, it let's say it averages right around 3 and around 2, which I think those both numbers are closer to 2.5. But just because we had only 50 runs, we cannot really get the correct number. It would take way more runs, right? But this is what you can expect, something between 2 and 3 per each map in a long run, right? So you can get lucky, you can get unlucky. This does not matter in the long run. So yeah, this is 50 divines. That's almost 9 divines per hour. Let's say it's above 8. I think that's the fair number, considering you wouldn't have like lucky run here, and it took definitely less than 6 hours. Right, yeah. So yeah, it's a 5.5 hour. What else to say? I think this strategy feels good. There's not too much loot. There's definitely high tier rewards dropping, which is our goal to get most of it from the high tier rewards. So going to this screen, we can see that yeah, 23% were divine orbs, 11% were stack decks. Of course, this is not in a bulk, so we will, let's say, discuss about stack decks later in a more normative way and comparing different strats. Then it's golden oil, chaos orb, opal oil, awakened sextant, right? What is also good about this strat is that we get a lot of, let's say, oils back, especially silver, opal, and black, right? So I think we can fully sustain black oils. We need to buy a little bit of opal oils, and we need to buy a lot of silver oils, right? Because they drop the least. And yeah, maybe a little bit of other strategies why this is better than golden one. So yeah, today I had to run like 2 more times this golden oil strategy that I let's say discussed on YouTube before. I averaged with a 2.5 divine and 1 exalted per 2 maps. That's not really a lot. But the thing is that, yeah, this strategy could be equally good, although it costs way more, right? So it's like 125 with back in the days prices. Sorry, it's today price, right? Because I had this. Yeah, I had it here. So it was 111. Now it's even more expensive, and I think it's still counting in golden oil for 50, which is not true anymore since it's 60 chaos now, so it's even worse now. But let's put it in let's say brightest light to try to compete and challenge our best strategy with something else. So yeah, so summing up this strategy, it's similar. It takes longer because double silver plus golden creates way more loot than double black plus double silver for some reason. And yeah, and I'd say there's more loot. That's one thing, but this needs more time to pick up. And yeah, it's way more clicks. And you, let's say, change your chaos into golden oils and then back into a lot of types of currency, which is not a good way to make money, right? Yeah, so that was a quick summary of this one, but what I really wanted to show you today is the normalized comparison of the map. So I worked on this a little bit in my free time, and I found a way how to compare my strats, especially the problem was that by the time the league evolves and the economy changes, it's very hard to, let's say, take raw numbers. So for instance, this one, yeah, it was run I don't know when, like I edited this today, right, 19. It's all the changes, so I cannot see this quickly when this tab was edited by, let's say, 10 days ago, right? Maybe 2 weeks ago. Golden oil was 40, it's now 58, so that's a huge change. Actually, blighted maps are still 16. I bought them today for 16 on TFT, so that's cool. Silver oil is again 80. It was 18. It was cheaper for a second, but it's no longer the case. And yeah. This is for. I don't know what I. It's triple opal for 6, right? Sorry, this is opal, right? This is silver. So this was triple opal, so opals are for 7 now, so it would be 21. Never mind. The key here is that the economy shifts. The divine orbs are, let's say, valued differently in a different point of the league. And for this reason, it would be very hard to compare those strats. So what I thought I will do is like find the drop rate of the top 20 currencies that drop, let's say, in a similar manner in every strat. So as you can see, it's like I took like top 20 items from each of the strats, and I had only maybe one difference, and it was a divination card. So we have, let's say, a very predictable loot from blighted maps, even though you think, okay, I drop everything and it will be very hard to sell. No, it's like most of the currency comes in those items. Yeah, we could extend this list to 30, but then you will have like different, let's say, the smaller items that are different, right? Because I don't know, you dropped more of this instead of that, and they are both rare, right? So this is the main source of income behind blighted maps. And yeah, and I normalized the costs. I calculated drop rate. I calculated the value per map, and then we can compare it, right? So we can see that yeah, actually the golden oil strat drops the most of, let's say, the core of our loot, right? So you could say it's the best strategy, right? But it's not it's not true. When we calculate the cost, which I calculate based on this normalized price, so we could, for instance, change this to something else and see how the profit changes, and yeah, and do the same for other strats and see if golden oil is now 58. So yeah, so we get like 2 chaos more per map, which is maybe funny, but when you run like 10 maps, it's already 20C for one session, while this is 4C less, right? So there's already six chaos difference as of now, right? Even though in the morning the golden oil was 50. Then you get 60 chaos per 10 maps, which is 60 chaos per hour. If you run for a few hours, that's, let's say, a few divines less a day. So this is significant, and this is just, you know, like one price. So there's a lot that you can do here to see how different things affect prices. I took the prices how I sell them, so those are the prices that I charge to sell, or that I pay to buy those items, like oils, right? So I pay 7 to buy opals in bulk. I could buy black oils for 2.3. I picked 2, but in reality this should be 2.3 to match the recipe for opal oil. Nevertheless, yeah, let's keep it as Exilence next sees it. It doesn't matter, it's just cheap drop. But in the end, we can compare the strats. So our best strategy so far is the double black, double silver, double opal, and it results in 120 chaos per map, which results in, since we cleared this in 65 minutes, it's 5.5 divine in core loot. Remember, core loot, because the whole income is 8.8, right? But just in those 20 items, you get 5.5 divine orbs, which is, I think, good information, because you can sell this in few trades. You don't need, let's say, don't need to spend a lot of time trading this. You can, let's say, make some items cheaper, like orbs of scoring or regret, if you don't want to make a lot of trades. I sell them in bulk of 60, 80, but it depends, right? I think scores are in stack of 30. So it's multiply of 30, so I don't need to click more than one per stack, and regrets are in a stack of 40, so it's 40, 80, etc. The more you sell, the lower the price should be, right? Because people will rather buy less of this currency than more at once. And yeah, so this is it. We can also simulate different costs of, I think, divines to see the profit, but yeah, I need to somehow correlate this, automate this spreadsheet, so changing different attributes will update everything else, so that's still work in progress, but I think this will be very useful to compare future strategies, maybe come back in the next league, seeing what we've got here. Then maybe comparing the divine exalted orbs to track this statistic, how it goes with different strats, different leagues. So there's definitely a lot of things that we can discover and improve our time and fun we have with Ravaged Maps. And as you can see, it's not that simple to say, oh, I will run triple silver and triple opal because I had lucky day and I dropped 6 divines, so now this strategy is the best in the world and nothing can beat it, right? It's not the case. there's always a chance that something will be better for some reason. And yeah, I think I have a lot of fun of discovering those nuances and finding the best strategies for you. But if you want just to grind the currency, well, I can tell you just run this one. It will be best for you. It has the best financial fluidity, so you will not have to invest a lot of currency that you make into oils back and forth. So that's a very quick and let's say comfortable way of farming currency. Um, this one this one would be good if we had good divine cards. I drop so many hoarders and exalted cards. It's just ridiculous, right? So I think in the previous league, this was the best because I could drop scouts, I don't know, basically exalted cards, right? And it was so many of them that they were making up for the exalted orbs. Plus, we had the taint oil, which is again, I think, it would appear the most in this strategy. Although, yeah, currently the taint oil is like 40C, so it's 20%, 30% of what it was. I sold taint oils in the last league for 1.2 exalted orbs each. So it's even more than exalted, and I dropped like 2-3 oils per 10 maps. So that's 10 to 15 oils per 50 map. So that's ridiculous, right? If we could have a strategy that maximized the oil drop, and we can clearly see that this strat has the most rare oils, right? Because it's twice as much as here and 50% more than here. So yeah, this strat is really, let's say, good at targeting oils, although those oils are not no longer profit. So yeah, so those are the things that will change probably in the next league. I don't know what's happening underneath the code, but I feel like the opal oil, maybe it's not because of some changes done to blight, but to the loot overall. Maybe they done something, or it's just the economy shifted the way that opal oil are weaker than black oils, even though it's the first league I observed such thing that it's better to run double black than triple opal. It's yeah, I'd say this should be better in the previous league, but now this one is better. I'm now testing maybe like triple silver, double black, one opal. I don't know. I will try to play with triple silver to see if the silver oil pays off. But for now, yeah, it's still a lot of maps to be run, and to say anything about that strat, I will probably make another or maybe two more if I'm having fun. Yeah, and we will see. So guys, enjoy Blighted Maps, enjoy the league, enjoy your grind for a Headhunter or Mageblood or whatever you want to grind. I'm gonna upload some build related videos soon, maybe tomorrow or the day after. And then I will think of what else could be useful for you. I think a lot of guys who would like to play Ravaged Maps are like very beginner, so I might consider doing some basic guide, although there are plenty guides out there. So it's actually mine videos. But if you search like Ravaged Map, it's Tripolar Bear explaining the basic strats and the gamer report. So there are guides out there. Feel free to use them as a beginning step. What we talk here about is like end game and picking blighted maps as a way to farm a lot of currency, right? Because I think that with 8.5 divine per hour, you can farm any item in the game. Of course, sitting in hideout is better, crafting is better, flipping is better. I don't know, there are some advanced daily mirror strats that are better, but this is really tough. I mean, This one is simple. The daily mirror strats are, let's say, quite problematic because you need sextants, you need Crimson Temples, or maybe Guardian Crimson Temples, etc. And Magic Find build, which has Headhunter already. So if you have your, let's say, endgame build, why do you need so much currency anyway? I think it's just grinding currency for fun at that point. But yeah, to get maybe your Magic Find character, you can play this way and get your currency. Okay, not to extend this video too long because I already talked too much. Yeah, enjoy your Ravaged Blights and talk to you soon. Bye.